Alright guys, okay, let's quickly look at the final revision for Chemistry Alternative A salt analysis practical. So of course we have been given lead nitrate and lead carbonate, beg your pardon, and starch in 1:1. Of course the two salts are not are soluble in water, so we're going to have our table as normal, test, observation, and inference. So the sample is labeled CN plus dilute HNO3 as an acid. So that's to test for carbonate. They'll have our observation to be effervescent gas occur, which is colorless, odorless gas, evolve, turn blue, turn super red, and turn lime water milky. And the inference is going to be CO2 gas from CO3 to minus, or HCO3 minus present. Of course, the gas is meant to be an acidic gas. So in case you are asked to filter, you are going to have a colorless filtrate there, a colorless filtrate, and a white rest is going to be obtained, and which is a mixture of soluble and insoluble substance. Did you get that? Of course, at the same time, if you are asked the filtrate plus litmus paper is going to have blue litmus paper turning to red. Litmus paper is going to turn to red litmus paper, which shows that the substance is what is acidic, that the filtrate is acidic, because an acid turn blue litmus paper into red. So let's quickly dive into the real practical test that they might ask you with the reagents that have been provided. Now, when you look at the portion of the filtrate, definitely you're going to have our lead, okay, lead ion in the portion of the filtrate. So let's quickly look at it. So if you look at that place, you're going to be having something like portion of the filtrate reacting with sodium hydroxide, both in drop and in excess. So look at the portion of the filtrate plus sodium hydroxide, okay, in drops and in excess. So we are going to have a white chalky precipitate. Some people prefer powdery precipitate, and we are going to be having our inference to be Pb and calcium ions, because they have this particular trait when it comes to reaction with sodium hydroxide. But in excess it will dissolve, that only Pb will be present, because calcium ion does not have that. Now when it comes to the reaction with ammonia in drop and in essence, we want to be having a white chalky precipitate. Of course, this time around is going to be insoluble in essence, and when we react ammonia with calcium, it does not give us this particular observation. It's giving us something like turbidity, but this one have a white chalky precipitate which is insoluble, and that's a trait inference for lead. So moving down, taking the portion of the C on the filtrate plus hydrochloric acid, then you warm or you heat, you're going to be observing a white crystalline precipitate formed, okay, which is a specific reaction for lead ion. This precipitate will dissolve on heating and reappears on cooling. You can actually see the crystals that it will reappear on cooling when you see it. So that confirms the presence of lead 2 ion in this particular experiment. Now, if you also react with A2SO4, we're going to have a white chalky precipitate form, and this also signifies a specific reaction for lead ion. Now, to finalize the reaction, in your residue plus iodine solution will give you a blue-black coloration to be observed, and this shows that starch is present. Okay, it shows that starch is present. The reaction is so simple. Make sure you teach your children tomorrow. Make sure you teach your children the final revision of chemistry practical, and I wish you all the best tomorrow. Sign out. Bye for now. Thank you.